Welcome back, guys. This is Mr. Messina, and today we're going to go ahead and talk about traditional classification. As you can see up here, we have our bell ringer / exit ticket for the day. This is due before the end of class, and I'm going to give you the entire class to do this because it should take a little bit of time. So your goal today is to create a mnemonic to remember the levels of classification. We're going to be talking about the levels of classification in this PowerPoint, and we're going to be talking about traditional styles. For your bell ringer today, for your exit ticket, to get your points today, you need to come up with a mnemonic to remember these different levels. When I was in school, I was taught Dear King Philip came over from Greece singing, and we even took it a little further. We singing songs for these specific types of species. But I want you guys to come up with your own. So I'm going to give you to the end of the class and go ahead and work on that. As you can see here on our left side, we have some of those classifications and that hierarchy for classifying our different organisms. And you can see here on the bottom, what should I write? Well, maybe anything that's in, bolded or highlighted or yellow box or whatnot, probably kind of important. So make sure when you're taking notes right here that you don't forget any of this good stuff here. Alright, so I'll know I've got it when I can list the traditional classification hierarchy in order. I'll know I've got it when I can explain binomial nomenclature and where an organism gets its first and last name, and I can read and create a dichotomous key. And we're going to be actually using these dichotomous keys in this station rotation today. Alright, classifying species, we see that taxonomy is the study of classification. It's the science here. We see a little bit of a concept map there, which kind of brings in how we sort, how we classify, and where the early stages of this came from. We see that the first one was actually called a Linnaeus system, and this was developed in the early 1700s. Groups were organized using hierarchy from largest to smallest. Okay, and they were actually created by using similarities between organisms. So if organisms had claws, they'd probably all be together. If they had fins, they were all together. Okay, when we look at traditional classification, remember your exit ticket today is to come up with a mnemonic for these, and I just put mine here as well. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at a couple things here. So we have our kingdom, our phylum, our class, order, and we can see the different types here. So kingdom, when we're looking at dolphins here, is kingdom Animalia. That's for animal. Phylum is Chordata, which actually means backbone. The class Mammalia for mammals, and you can see how this kind of goes. Alright, when we come into naming organisms, we have this system is called binomial nomenclature, which means it's giving it two names. It's a first name and a last name. The first name is the genus, and the last name is the species. The genus is always in capital, all capital letters, and the species in all lowercase letters. Okay, remember that part. That's probably going to be a test question. Okay, so you can have italics or underlined. And we'll see a couple examples of these in a little bit. Definitely take notes on this page. Alright, so here's a couple different ways we name them. So we also use scientific names, and we also use common names. Because if you look at some of these things, you'll see cougar, screaming cat, Florida panther. They all kind of look alike. So using a scientific name, it's actually going to give us that little bit of an advantage. Alright guys, when we get into the dichotomous key, these are organizational tools that allow you to group and identify organisms based on similar traits. Alright, so we're going to look at a couple examples in a little bit, And if you need to pause the video because I'm going too fast, just go ahead and pause it, not a big deal. Remember, you're taking notes on this stuff, so you take as much time as you need. So we see that the top of the word represents the entire group. All right. For example, we're in marine science, so we're looking at marine animals. Okay. The branching words are the traits. Okay. The shape of the fins, the legs, the hair, the eye color. Okay. And the last words are the organism's actual name. So sea turtles, blue whales, bottlenose dolphins, all really good examples of our marine animals that we're talking about. Alright, so if we're looking at plants, we look at this dichotomous key, which shows us a kind of a map here. And to try to find out what kind of plant you're looking at, you can try to follow this map. So does the plant have seeds? Does it not have seeds? You know, and then just kind of go through the list here and ask yourself these different questions. In addition, one could also look like this, where you have a whole bunch of these different fish and you don't know which one it is, you don't know which one you caught, so go through the list. Okay, so it's going to ask you a series of questions, yes or no. The yes will lead you to one, no to lead you to another, and ultimately you're going to get down to what kind of fish you got. Well guys, that's it, nice and quick here. Like I said, if you needed to go back, take some notes, take your time, pause the video, go back in there. Remember, you have a midterm coming up. It's the spring midterm, so definitely make sure that you are prepared for this and take your time, get these notes done. Have a good day.